Greetings all, welcome back to my little shop. Just figured I'd make a video here, give you guys an update on the hawk. You can see she's still sitting there with her nose gone. But if you want to know how the Saber's doing, got her sitting right over here. I've been doing some heavy work on these landing gears. I almost got these landing gears shaped the way I want them. If you notice, they look almost scale. But they've still got some bugs in them, some things I'm still ironing out. And I even got all the stuff for the cockpit wired up too. See, very few wires hanging out of there. I got everything mounted in there. Even the batteries. Let's see here. Yeah, even the batteries sitting in there. So that's coming along, and hopefully soon we can get this thing in the air. But in the meantime, a lot of guys were telling me they were sorry about what happened with the Hawk, and I was like, you know, it's no big. In this hobby, you got to accept the good with the bad. You got to know that if you take your plane out to a field, it may not come back in one piece. And so you're always prepared for that. And prepared, by being prepared, I mean bring a bag with you. Got all my styrofoam parts here in the bag. But hey, you know what? I got so many planes in my little closet over there. I'm not worried. This is, like I said, this is what I practice with before I take out the real good ones and fly them. And like I said, this is just a little cheapy build I did anyway. And this will be the second time it's crashed, and probably the second time, well, I was considering scrap it, but it'll be the second time I'm going to bring it back. Now, some of you guys were wondering what happened, so this is what happened. Last Friday after work, like I said before, my airfield's only 10 minutes from my job, so I had the Hawk packed in the back of my 4x4. After work, I went over to the airfield. Some guys were out there. I was watching them fly. Now, because of the dry weather we've had, the field was almost fully dirt. You know, very little grass. So it made a very good runway. Put the Hawk together, powered up the Hawk. I tell you, man, she got off the ground faster than I've seen her. She went down the runway, took off, bounced a few times and took off. I had to trim it out. Once I got it trimmed out, oh man, she flew great. I was having a ball. I was only on half throttle most of the time. But for some of those maneuvers, you can see me kicking in some throttle. So I was about to bring it down, and I said, one more maneuver. We got plenty of juice for one more maneuver. So I came down. I dove down by the field, past the field, and I pulled straight up into the top of a loop, and my mind said split S, roll over into a split S, and then come back and pass. But I got brain lock. Happens sometime, happens to the best of us, serious case of pilot error, but I got brain lock. I held it in the loop, and I was too low for that. So I pulled back on the stick hard, and even though she leveled off, she was still falling. She smacked the ground hard. Popped back up. The gears were bent back, as you can see right here. The gears are bent back. And the wings broke. The wing is cracked right there. But she bent the gears back. And she popped up about 10 feet. Still flying. The guys are like, keep flying, keep flying. And I'm like, you can see it flying for a few more yards. Pieces were falling off as it went along. And then the canopy blew, almost like the pilot ejected. It was kind of funny. That's when she nosed in. But like I said, she crashed before. When I crashed it last year, the nose was broken in two pieces. So that was no big deal gluing the nose back together, because you just put it back together like a puzzle and you're set. But this time, you got a little more than just two pieces. That's why I say it's good to bring a bag with you when you take your foamies out. Sometimes they don't all come back in one piece. And this definitely didn't. So look at all that. I even split that landing gear platform that I had to hold my landing gear. Look at that. that in half. But look at that. I don't think we're going to be able to glue this back together. Can't be still in one piece though. That looked nasty coming off the window. Poof! Just needed a pilot to eject out. But I was going to scrap this because the fan and electronics and everything in here I could use for for a fly Mirage that I've had my eyes on for quite some time. But due to my current circumstances, I can't do that right now. We're trying to get that Sabre going. So the Mirage is going to have to wait. So I figured in the meantime, let's go to DIY or Home Depot and get some foam and see if we can patch this plane up. Make a new nose for it. It shouldn't take much. You know, if you've ever done a wooden plane where you build up in a box construction, that's all it is. Simple box construction. You know, so I'm gonna make a video on that. We're gonna cut a new nose for this. It's not gonna be hard. But I just wanted to show you guys how things are looking. And we can easily repair the wing. As you can see, there's cracks right here where she smacked the ground, bent back both wings, bent back the gears. Like the gears are retracting backwards. We're going to see if we can get this thing back together. You know, but as far as the original nose is concerned, nah. So we're going to make ourselves a new nose. But the rest of the fuselage is fine. You know, but that's why I fly these little foamies first. You know, once summer comes in, to get the practice in. That's one nice thing about these little foamies. They're good for practicing. You know, before you bring out your real good planes and tear them up. But hey, you know what? I'm not sore about it or anything, and I laughed at it. You know, you laugh it off. You know, like I said, in this hobby, you gotta accept the good with the bad. And one day you go out to the field, you come back with all your planes in one piece, and next day you go out to the field, come back with your planes in several pieces. But you know, you gotta accept it and keep going. And that's what I'm gonna do. So that's what shape we're in there. I hope you guys are enjoying this weekend. I just come from outside barbecuing. I haven't had to work a few Saturdays. You know, usually I'm off on weekends, but I had to work some Saturdays. So I've been taking some of my time up. And I haven't been able to get on the Sabre like I wanted. But hey, you know what? Summer's just starting. And we got the rest of the summer to go. So I hope you guys are out there enjoying this nice weather. Hope you guys get a chance to go flying. And I hope you don't end up with situations like this. And if you do, let them be few and far between. So, in the meantime, you guys have a good one and good flying to you.